Atlanta Hawks fans, there is a crazy move incoming, and I am here. No, I'm not here. Myself and Chris Tip Moore, we are both here to discuss what is coming down the pikes because, of course, the search for a new president of basketball operations is vastly coming. So we definitely need to make sure that the Atlanta Hawks are definitely doing the best that they can in this situation because some new information has come down. And Chris Tip Moore and myself, we are both here to go ahead and give you guys the information. What's happening, Chris?
Yup. How y'all feeling, man? Take off your shoes, leave on your socks. Time for a new report. And this is definitely a major report, man. This ain't no Bobo. This is about the search for the Hawks president of basketball operations, so AKA the Pobo.
Yeah. This is very important. I mean, just in the fact that, of course, we know that the playoffs is going on right now, and that again, I just feel like that gives us more time to really figure out what we need to do, and with the just all of what has come out this past week on this main position, Chris, we got so much to dive into. But before we do any of that, I want to say this is the right amount, or I guess this is the percentages of those that have subscribed and those that haven't subscribed to the channel just yet.
Well, we are reaching a new platform. Thank you to everybody who has gained us over 1,500 subs now. We humbly thank you for that. And, so we are reaching new platforms, new heights. So it's new crowds in here. So if this is your first time checking out Hawks Digest, make sure you make us one of your first listens when you need that Hawks content because me and Walter got you covered.
Yeah, we do. Now, let's go ahead and just dive right into it. Of course, the Atlanta Hawks, they have said they basically have gone on with this new president of basketball operations. They've said that they wanted to bring in an experienced executive, somebody that had actually been in the field, who has actually done it before. So I had spoke about it once before, how that eliminated former Hawk Shareef Abdur-Rahim, who is an executive in the G League. Is he a president in the G League?
Yeah, he's running the G League pretty much.
Oh,
man.
running the whole. Okay, all right. I didn't know if I had that information right, but mainly, that sort of eliminates Shareef Abdur-Rahim, and so Elton Brand at one point had even spoke out and said that he didn't want to be in consideration for the job anymore, mainly because of the fact that he is dealing with Philadelphia and he wants to stick there. Chris, I think you should, because I'm talking too much, I think you should go ahead and just explain to us what's been going on with the Hawks and how this situation is going.
Well, just piggybacking off of what you said about Elton Brand, I feel like with that, it came down to, I think I'd rather stick with the devil I know instead of the devil that I don't. Also, you think about it too. You've seen it on draft night. I feel like Bob Myers was pretty eliminated as well. He looks like he's very comfortable sitting on ESPN talking and analyzing things. Also, remember he is the Commander's the special advisor as well. So it's gonna take a nice penny to pull him away from all that.
And I had said I wanted him. I
did too.
That was somebody that I felt would be perfect for the Atlanta Hawks. Be that we had already brought over an executive from Golden State, which is around the same regime that he had created. So I felt like this would have just been poetic justice for the Atlanta Hawks. Right.
But and we've been linked now to, of course, Masai to Ujiri, and
Masai Ujiri.
The Masai Ujiri. I always mess up his first name. Right. It's just it is what it is. No disrespect, of course, but it's reported, of course, that he. The thing about it is, this isn't the first time we've heard about his name. It's just the first time it's intensified because his name was put in that mixed bag. Remember in the beginning, we had that mixed bag of names of Shareef and Bob and Tim and everybody, and his name was just thrown in there as well.
We even had Danny Ferry. So,
yeah, of course.
Listen, that was somebody that they had once before, I think, but only for like 2 years. So the Hawks did have him at one point. Again, he ended his reign he ended his time with the Atlanta Hawks with some nasty, remarks that he said about Luau Deng, and so that just marred the ending of his.
And it's subjective because it really was a backdoor setup.
We are right.
Those who know there was no love lost between one of the owners at that particular time and Danny Ferry. They did not get along. So I mean, should he said it? Heck no. I'm not defending Danny Ferry at all.
Right.
But at the same time, it's just like it was an inside job.
No, for sure. And again, you wouldn't know if you wouldn't want. I could assume that the Atlanta Hawks and Danny Ferry wouldn't want to go back down that road again. So it does make sense to hear him, I guess, come out of the woodworks and say, "Hey." Well, I don't think he said it, but the Atlanta Hawks definitely put their stamp on it and say, we want this guy. But don't you think it does seem as if the Hawks are running out of options right about now?
I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. Again, with the whole experience thing coming up, I feel like that, somebody like Ujiri coming up, somebody who's done it before, architect of what Toronto's first NBA championship in 2019.
For sure.
Signed that extension, and the thing about it is the deal expires in 2026, so he still has a year left on the contract. But my question for Hawks fans is, I said, even though we know that he's aggressive, he took on the Kawhi contract from San Antonio and it ended the NBA championship. So that was a calculated risk, but it paid off. So we know that he's not afraid to go pull the trigger on, star players. He has relationships. But at the end of the day, they still finished 11th in the East last year, 30-52, and for the third straight year missed the playoffs. Now, yes, they went and got Brandon Ingram. They got R.J. Barrett. They got Quickly. So it looks like they're moving into the right direction. But it begs you to question, why would Ujiri, someone who believes in Toronto, someone that believes that they can win another championship, as he come out his own mouth, why would all of a sudden he maybe want to leave there? Well, I have the answer for you. Remember back in September of 2024.
Okay, because listen, I am tuned in because first of all, when you mentioned all of those things, and I didn't want to cut you off, but when you mentioned all of those different things and all of those different variables, I'm thinking to myself, why in the hell would he want to leave a situation like Toronto? And not to say that Atlanta's situation is worse off or whatnot, because I feel like we are a win now team and the right pieces in place would ensure of that. But at the same rate, I would assume one could assume that he does believe in Toronto, but definitely continue what you were saying as far as answering, why he would leave.
Well, I mean, like I was going to say, back in September 2024, Rogers Communications, they bought majority of the stakes with the Maple Leafs. And that's also with the sports entertainment. MLSE is the abbreviation. But either way it goes, that's also including the Toronto Raptors. All right. So the Rogers, they purchased the Bells share, which was 37.5%. And of course, so that was for $4 billion, over $4 billion, close to $5 billion.
Wow.
But either way, but the point is the Rogers Communication controls 75% of control with this team and with the police, everything. So I'm wondering if things aren't going well behind the scenes and maybe they want to go into a different direction and maybe Ujiri sees the writing on the wall.
Getting ahead of a storm almost. A storm Possibly. That he sees brewing.
That's the only thing I can come up with on why he would want to leave something that he loves so much, believes in so much. And, because, the reports are saying strong interest. And, they're coming from some credible sources as well. So that's tough, And
again, the Hawks, like we said once before, it does feel as if the Atlanta Hawks are running out of options with, like we just went over Danny Ferry in that situation. Bob Myers, again, looking like he's comfortable where he is. A different name just omitting themselves from the list. We just see that this could possibly be something that is formulating, but we got to move on to the next story because, Chris, you got another one about this young gentleman. Let me pull him up real quick. Yeah.
Oh, yes. feel like the Hawks are, like the dark horse, but it's crazy because the dark horse, depending on what happens, could become the front runner. Because since we're on the POBO, president of basketball operations,
right?
Mark Stein has a report, and again, I'm gonna try to say his name right. I feel like I'm already 0 for 1 tonight.
Yeah, we kind of are.
But you got Alex Saratis, or it's either Satars.
Okay.
Either way it is.
We'll do two attempts. You said Saratis.
Yeah.
Is that what you're sticking with?
That's what I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna stick with Alex Saratis.
Okay.
And again,
and
you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try and be like Alex. Yeah, I think we just it's Saratis. I think you might be right. I think it's Alex Saratis. Shouts out to Chris, man. Shouts out to Chris.
I'm working on it.
All right.
I'm working on it.
But
the point is, Mark Stein reported.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Now I was about to say, Mark Stein reported that he is also linked to our Atlanta Hawks as well.
Oh, wow.
And this is the agent of Giannis Antetokounmpo, of Bam Adebayo, and of Steph Curry. Now we don't necessarily need Steph Curry, but that Giannis,
I don't see him coming down here.
Yeah, but that Giannis guy, you know, he coming. And you think about inside track that the Hawks could have if they did hire his agent. And, you know what I'm saying, and it possibly would affect, you know what I'm saying, how things go in the offseason, because if you have that cog in your organization, in your front office, that automatically, I would feel like, leapfrogs you against, you know what I'm saying, in front of a few teams at least, not everybody, but at least a few teams on possibly like going from the dark horse to a possible front runner. So there are things going on around, and that's why this is such a major report, man.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely does seem as if the Atlanta Hawks are joining forces with the right people to bring in somebody like a Giannis Antetokounmpo. Listen, it's been a lot of names, just to put it plainly. It's been a lot of names that's just been floating around as far as the trade market is concerned. You've got Joel Embiid possibly going to the Lakers. You've got Giannis possibly going to the Lakers. First of all, the Lakers, they're going to trade any and everybody as long as King James is there. But the point is that with all of these different things, it does seem as if the Atlanta Hawks are aligning themselves with the right kind of, I guess, the right people. Would you say the right people in order to bring in somebody that could possibly affect the team right now?
Right. And the thing about it is the Hawks, it's still time, but they do have to make a decision, because I don't know if the Hawks want to go into the draft still with no president of basketball operations. But hey, there's a possibility, because the Hawks, as reports have been out as well, the Hawks love what Anzi Salah has been doing. Right. So right now, Anzi, even though he's the GM, he's still walking into the office as the Pobo as well. And they love what he's done. So it's like, they're like, oh, you know, we want a president of basketball operations, but we're not rushing. We're not gun-ho, you know, so we're not going to move too fast, because we love what bring him in. I mean, you just never know. I mean, for all we know, Anzi, we could go into the season with Anzi. We just don't know. Right. But, I mean, you know, the reports are going to continue to go out and swirl. And, again, we're going to be here. Also, going back to Giannis' agent, him and Octagon's Georges Panu, they are set to meet with the Bucks and, you know what I'm saying, Giannis, to try to figure out what we finna do, man.
Yeah. You know, what's gonna be the next move from here. But I mean, of course, you and I are definitely going to consistently be here to give all the information to everybody, you dig what I'm saying, just in regards to what's going to happen, what the next moves are, and what could possibly be going down. And, of course, who the Hawks are going to bring in going forward. My name is Walter Pollard. This is Chris Tip Moore. This is Atlanta Hawks Digest. We appreciate everybody for joining us. Continue to hit the like, share, subscribe button, and definitely send this to your folks. Chris, you got any last words?
Hey, man. All I got to say is it's going to be an interesting season. We're going to continue off season. We're going to continue to do videos for you guys, you know, when it drops, trades, draft rumors, everything like that. You know, you got it right here at Hawks Digest, man.
Take it easy, guys. Peace.